A Legacy to Remember, Recollections of a Common Man, edited by Pamela K. Orgeron, narrated by Milton Orgeron. Dedication. I dedicate this book in the memory of Duard Vinson Gillum, whose life this book documents. A cousin, dear friend, and brother in Christ, Tiny impacted my life in many ways. He was such an encourager to me. No doubt he touched the lives of his other relatives, to whom I also dedicate this book. Chapter 1. The Depression. Born into Poverty. In the 1920s, eastern Kentucky's Floyd County residents depended mainly on coal mining as their principal source of employment. If a man was not a coal miner, he was a farmer. More often, he was forced to be both just to make ends meet. Rearing a family on nothing more than a miner's pay was difficult. Many small communities were built by the mine owners to provide their workers the essentials necessary for rearing a family. Each community had doctors and hospitals to serve the local needs. In addition to the medical services and facilities, housing, schools, churches, and stores were included in the town layout. One such town was Wayland, Kentucky, a small community nestled along the banks of Wright Beaver Creek. July 28, 1925, the editor of this book's cousin, Tiny, was born in Wayland, Kentucky, to Andrew Jackson and Ida Mae Gillum. He joined his two older brothers, Clifford Frank, then 3½ years old, and Buford Clayton, nicknamed Booty, then 22 months of age. Christened Duard Vinson, Tiny never knew how his mother came up with his name. Tiny's paternal grandparents, Henry Gillum and Betsy Jane Leemaster Gillum, were not living when he was born. However, he was blessed to know his maternal grandparents, Augusta Smith and Mary Melissa Keaton Smith. Although being named Duard Vinson was bad enough, there was more to come. Cliff had a playmate named Claude. Cliff's youngest brother was merely a tiny Claude to him, thus Cliff gave Tiny his first nickname. After moving to California as an adult, Tiny acquired a new nickname, Gil. To his family and friends in California, he was known as Gil, but to some of his relatives and friends in the East who grew up with him, he still carries the nickname Tiny. On a side note, Tiny's cousin, Pam Orgeron, the editor of A Legacy to Remember, remembers when Tiny was visiting her family and he told her father that he was then using the nickname Gil. When Pam's father told Tiny, "I've known you so long as Tiny, I don't know whether I can remember to do that." "That's okay, I understand," Tiny replied. He was always understanding and flexible like that. Located across a swinging footbridge spanning Beaver Creek was a somewhat smaller community named Glow. Tiny's parents and brothers lived in Glow before his birth. Tiny's father, Mr. Gillum, first worked in the mines as an ordinary miner, but as work became more plentiful, he hired a crew on his own and thereafter subcontracted his services to the mine owners. This provided a substantially larger income and enabled the Gillum family to move to Wayland and larger living quarters. Coal mining is a very dangerous occupation, and major accidents were not uncommon. Mr. Gillum was involved in at least 2 cave-ins that resulted in broken bones. Miners were paid twice a month, thus each payday was known as a half. Rarely, if ever, did money from one half last to the next. That, in turn, gave rise to the company store, where all essentials were purchased. The company store's policy allowed miners advances on the next forthcoming half. Such advances were made in the form of scrip, which was negotiable only at the company store, but allowed miners and their families to purchase food, pay the rent, and otherwise keep their heads above water until the next half. All advances were deducted immediately from the next paycheck, and no long-term credit was allowed. This left families with little, if any, cash from one half to the next, resulting in continuing advances. The line, "I owe my soul to the company store," from the song 16 Tons, is a direct reference to the miners' reliance on the company store. Many miners, including Mr. Gillum, would use any money they had remaining from their paychecks to buy moonshine whiskey and to participate in the regular Saturday night poker games. Mr. Gillum would play poker all night, arriving home on Sunday morning in time to bathe, shave, don his blue serge suit, grab his cap, and head out for church. He didn't miss too many church services, as he was the leader of the church choir. On one particular Sunday, Tiny's mother
Sample complete. Ready to continue?